Hi guys, we're at the end of week 25 of taking 100 milligrams of sertraline to treat PPPD and CPTSD. I'm sorry that I'm late providing an update video, and we update on Sundays as you know, but yesterday was quite emotional for me. I met up with my auntie and my brother, and my partner came with me for some lunch, and I was quite symptomatic in the car on the way there. I knew that I hadn't seen my auntie in a couple of years since my mum died, and because of the pandemic and everything else, and when I saw her, she just looks more and more like my mum all the time. So that was quite difficult, and I had symptoms in the car going there. I was feeling the usual chest pain and not particularly dizzy. I haven't really been dizzy, to be honest. It's not that's not in the forefront of my mind. When I get symptoms, it's more nervous system stuff, it's other stuff, you know. So yeah, I was symptomatic in the car going there, and I knew it would be difficult because I knew that we'd have those kind of conversations and, you know, talk about days gone by and people that we've lost, and, you know, it's kind of a bit of nostalgia and all the rest of it. So, but yeah, it was nice, but it was triggering for me because obviously I've got PTSD as well as this dizziness. The dizziness, as I say, has been low. I've been for a walk this morning, and I've been to the stables to look after the horses. My feet definitely feel more solid on the ground. I've also just done a meditation in the garden, and I've been sat on the floor, and I haven't been dizzy. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, for those of you that struggle with dizziness when you're still, like I do, how are you when you're on the floor? Do you feel it on the floor? Because I don't. Obviously, we can't spend our lives sitting on the floor. So anyway, that's that. So that's why I'm late posting. I just found yesterday quite emotionally difficult, and I didn't really feel like updating. So I've got something to tell you. So I've been on HRT now for a week. I started last Monday, and I'm on the patches, which is estrogen and progesterone. They have actually helped with some of the symptoms. I mean, the reason I'm taking them is because I'm suffering from night sweats, which is something that I hadn't had previously. And night sweats can either be linked to sertraline, or they can be linked to the perimenopause. So I had needed to go on the HRT to establish whether the symptoms that I've been getting, like the blurred vision, tinnitus, and the night sweats, are from the medication or from perimenopause. Because, you know, anything else I can do to help myself, I will. So, yeah, so I tried that. I've been on it a week, and I do feel, I mean, the tinnitus has gone completely. The blurred vision has improved, so that's a good sign. Night sweats, however, haven't, but HRT is something like antidepressants. It's like you've got to give it some time to work, and the GP said to give it 3 months. So if the night sweats haven't disappeared within 3 months, then I know it's sertraline, and then on that basis I know that I need to lower my dose to 75, because when I was on 75 I didn't have night sweats. So that's the plan. And, you know, this is the thing for people that haven't taken medication yet and you want to. It does take time to kind of get the right dose and the right medication. I do believe that sertraline's the right one for me, because clearly I'm a lot better than I was. I'd say I'm 50% recovered. But obviously there are side effects with it, and you need to kind of mitigate those things where you can, until, you know, you can come out of this hypervigilance and hyperarousal. Because some people do need the medication, some people don't. It really varies person to person. I do believe that you can get better without it, but in my case I needed it, because you get better a lot quicker. To be honest, you do. If you take medication, it does help you, but it's not essential. Anyway, so that's my plan. I only gave it 4 weeks on 75 because my target dose from the audiologist was 100, because I think they sort of use that as a benchmark. They sort of say, right, once you get to 100 you'll know if you need more or less. But yeah, if 100 turns out to be too strong and I'm getting these sweats and interrupted sleep, then, you know, because I tried taking it in the mornings, that didn't really make any difference. So I've gone back to taking it at night. And also, when I take it in the mornings, I tend to forget whether I've taken it or not. And then you're worried that you're going to double dose. So I thought, no, just stick to evenings. It's fine. But yeah, so that's the plan. If the HRT doesn't work after 3 months, the night sweats are still there, then I'll go down to 75. So that's that. The next thing is, I said to you I was going to start doing physiotherapy. Now, I can't afford to do any more sessions because I'm doing everything privately, and frankly, I've run out of money. So I thought to myself, okay, well, what do I need? What do I know in my heart that I need to do? What am I avoiding? And everything is around being sat down. So, you know, for example, I've got this swing seat, which I've had for over a year now, which is a coping tool. It's yet another coping tool. I've got a massager for when I'm indoors. And I've got to practice sitting down and being still and meditating. Now, as I said, I've just done a meditation on the floor, on the grass, and I'm fine. I feel grounded when I'm actually on the ground itself. And I was away in Margate the weekend. I was pretty much symptom free the whole time. And I spent time. I've got my house has got like a square in front of it, so like a green area. Me and my partner spent a good few hours just sat down there, just relaxing. I was actually relaxed in the sun, and I wasn't dizzy. But then I come back home and I sit on the sofa and try and relax and watch TV, and I'm symptomatic. It gives me all kinds of phobic responses. It's like the alarm starts going off. It's like, no, this is dangerous. You don't want to do that. Equally, where I get ready in the morning, which is in my studio, like I've got a jewellery studio upstairs, and it's like a dressing table, desk, whatever. And I'll sit at that and I'll start to feel like I'm going to fall off, like I veer to one side. So they're the things that I need to combat. So I'm thinking, what can I do without having to see a physiotherapist and without pushing through? What can I do to get this corrected, this prediction error corrected? So I thought about it, and I thought, well, what do I enjoy doing that holds my attention and I get involved in? Now, I'm not talking about TV here, because I'm not really a TV person, if I'm honest. I've got the concentration span of a goldfish, to be honest with you. It has to be something that really grabs my attention, and it's very rare that anything does, to be honest with you. Maybe I've got ADD or something, I don't know. But anyway, so TV kind of isn't really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that you're actively involved in doing while you're seated. So I thought, okay, what can I do in the studio? Obviously, I was a jeweler before I got ill. I haven't been able to work. I haven't been able to do anything because my vision's off. My hands have been shaking. I've been dizzy. How on earth can I operate the machinery I need, use the tools I need, see the detail that I need to see in the pieces I'm making, and sit still? It's just not possible to do. But I need to do that because it's part of who I am, and I need to nurture that part of me, and I get joy from it. So I'm thinking, okay, so I've got a soldering iron, and I'm going to use a new kind of method. Now my hands aren't as shaky, I'm going to use a new jewellery medium to work with, because I've got so many designs going around my head, and I thought that would be a really good idea. So I can sit upright in the studio, I can be involved in my jewellery. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have the massager there, but it's not going to be switched on. I'm just going to leave it at the back of the chair. I can then focus on jewellery, and then if I feel, I get the phobic response, the massager will go on, and then just as a self-soothe, so that I'm calming myself down again. Now, I could do that with breathing, but if it's going to take 20 breaths every time, I don't know. I don't know about that. I just need to keep practicing rather than testing myself. That's what Claire Week says. Don't test yourself, just practice. And over time, you'll get there. So I thought that would be a really good idea. So in my studio, I'm going to do some jewellery. without the massager on, sat upright, try and get involved in the piece I'm making. At the point that my vision gets really bad or I need to stop for whatever reason, I'll put the massager on and I'll just sit there and I'll do some breathing and I'll try and relax. And then when I calm down a bit, I'll go back to it. And I'm going to keep doing that. The second thought I had, now obviously the sofa is a difficult one because that's the main problem. It's being able to relax indoors, seated. And I know why that is. And this is why I know this whole TMS business, mind body, is spot on. I know that's, and I've known from day one that's what it is. Because I had a panic attack on the sofa. So my brain has incorrectly predicted that the sofa is dangerous. It's just crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. But I thought, okay, on that basis, so I need to practice being sat on the sofa. So of an evening, because I can't really get involved in the TV, it's just there, I thought I'll get a PlayStation. So I used to love gaming when I was younger, loved it. And shows my age actually, a PS1 was the thing. And there was two particular games I really liked, Wipeout 3 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So I thought, I know, I'll just get a cheap second-hand PlayStation 1 and get those games again. And then I can connect into the main TV, sit on the sofa, do the same thing as what I've just said with the studio. I'm going to have the massager there, but I won't have it on. I'll get involved in the game. The minute I start to feel, whoop, then I'll put the massager on, do some breathing, and then wait until I've calmed down, then go back to it. Just resume, calm, and then resume again. So that is my vestibular physiotherapy. That is what I intend to do. Because I can't keep throwing money at stuff when I know deep down in myself what I need to do. We've got all the information out there, guys, you know, people have healed for free. I've spent thousands of pounds on so many different counselling types and techniques and appointments with various different specialists, and it all comes down to the same thing. It's just fear. So anyway, so that's the plan. With that, what else? There's something I was going to tell you. Yeah, I've also kind of really let go about when am I going to get better. I've just let that go. I'm not thinking about it. I'm sort of saying to myself, God, you've been through so much. What do you expect? I mean, it takes as long as it takes, and it's okay. I don't mind the symptoms being there, if that's what's needed. And you know, I mean, I've got a friend who's a mental health nurse. You probably have heard before. I've talked about her before, but she said every time you have a panic attack, you're getting closer and closer to recovery, because that is just this energy that's pent up being released. So I hadn't actually thought of it like that, but you know, so I've still got a sort of undercurrent of tension in my body, but it's definitely loosening up. And if I focus my attention on it and I overthink too much and don't give myself things to look forward to or do something productive, then the focus is on it and it becomes more, you know, prominent. So I've got quite a good plan, I think, set out now. I've also been fasting for 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. I've been doing 16 hours without eating. So I finish eating at 7 o'clock at night and I start again at 11 o'clock in the morning. I've not lost a single bit of weight, not a thing. So I know that I need to get more active again. So I've decided that I need to do at least 10,000 steps a day, at least. And I thought I'd measure on my iPhone, the distance around my local lake, which is actually 3,500 steps. Distance from here to the stables, distance from the stable yard to the backfield, and then back again, and home again. And then, so I've worked out if I do 2 laps of the local lake, go to the stables and back once a day, go to the village and back once a day, and then do another lap of the lake. That's my step count done. So I'm going to try and do that. But, you know, after speaking to my auntie and saying, look, I lost 6 stone and I've put 3.5 back on since I started the medication. She said, oh, I've had antidepressants. They did the same thing with me. She said, and it all goes on your stomach. And it does. I mean, I look like I'm 9 months pregnant. I just feel disgusting. I mean, I've always been big, but it's never bothered me, but it does now. So it's kind of like, it's definitely hormones. I mean, she said to me, it's a cortisol belly. That's what, it happens to all of us. Just accept it. I'm like, well, yeah, but this isn't a vanity thing. This is about health. I mean, that's the most unhealthy place to store fat, is on your stomach. So that's my plan there, is just get my step count in. I'm still doing the fasting, because actually that's something about fasting. You think that you need breakfast, lunch and dinner, and you sort of grow up with people saying finish your food, don't leave anything on your plate. But actually you should just eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full, and it's as simple as that. And I since I've been fasting, I'm thinking I don't actually need 3 meals a day at all. Like, I've been juicing in the morning, so I'm making sure I get my 5 a day. I juice up celery, carrots and apples and pears and stuff. But actually, you don't need 3 meals a day. It's just nonsense. Again, it's just conditioning. So, yeah, so that's another thing I've started to do. And actually, I notice if I don't have my juice, like when I go to Margate, I haven't got a juicer there. And I really notice the difference when I haven't juiced. I feel healthier. So I think, so I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing like a combination of things, but definitely meditation is something that I now feel I can do, and now I can be still when I'm sat down. It's a really good thing. So check out that. I sent you a YouTube short from the anxiety guy. I put it on my community page. Have a look at that, because that talks about dizziness, and it's where you'll sort of get overwhelmed with too much thinking, and it creates dizziness, and what dizzy people need to do, and that's meditate, and that's spot on, really. So yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, I think that's it for this week. I will update you on Sunday. I hope you're all doing okay. If you're not, reach out, and I love you and leave you. Take care.